Okay, gentlemen, welcome back. Today I have a quick video for you on testosterone maxing from the nutrition perspective. And we're not just going into the foods that are great for optimizing your testosterone here. We're talking about foods specific for people in situations like yours, high performers. The thing is, let's get straight into it here. When we look at the nutrients needed that we need to get from our diet in order to optimize our testosterone, it quickly becomes very complicated. So this is a list I got ChatGPT to churn out in a couple of seconds, and it's very basic, but even just the basic fundamentals, if you will, alone are very comprehensive. So we've got all of our vitamins. Our fat-soluble vitamins are essential for testosterone production, for stress management. We then have all of our B vitamins, which is essential for energy metabolism, and downstream from that, that's going to improve our testosterone. We then have minerals, and again, we're just going into, we're barely scratching the surface here when we talk about zinc, magnesium, selenium, boron. We've got to make sure we're getting all of these in the correct balances into our diet if we want to maximize our testosterone production and all the other supporting biological mechanisms and processes. We then have amino acids, L-carnitine, creatine, taurine. And then we've got to make sure we're getting enough dietary cholesterol in, enough saturated fats, some monounsaturated fats and omega-3s as well. And then, polyphenols. Basically, the list goes on and on. And we've got a nice little graphic here which shows you some of the best foods. And I chose this because it really does align with our approach when it comes to the nutrition and the foods we really like for supporting testosterone production. All of these are brilliant. But like I said, for you, it's not just about looking at the ideal foods in a very kind of objective sense that are best for testosterone production. You've got to look at it and then be able to take those foods and put them into a diet that you can adhere to day to day, one that fits in with your schedule. And that's where the problem really comes. A lot of people, obviously there's a knowledge gap for many people. A lot of foods, that are high in saturated fat, that are high in dietary cholesterol, are demonized, when really these are really great foods for supporting testosterone production. So issue number one is a knowledge gap. But once you've got the knowledge, once you know all of those foods are going to be really beneficial for you, I think the main problem most people have is actually putting those into a diet that they can adhere to day, as I said. So nutrition for testosterone optimization, it can get very complex very quickly. And that misaligns with what you're looking for from nutrition, which is something very simple, quick, and easy. You don't have loads of time to be cooking elaborate meals, doing loads of fancy meal prep, doing, shopping this place and that to get every single ingredient you need so you can have, all of your minerals in perfect balance, etc., etc. So we really need to simplify this. That's what this is all about. That's really what I've been teeing up here. I'm going to give you 5 foods, and if you just ate these 5 foods, which are it's so easy to get these into your diet every day. Small amounts of prep time, cooking time, if any cooking time at all, even eating time. These are foods that you can get on the go, quickly, conveniently, pretty much anywhere. You can eat them pretty much anywhere. And that allows you to adhere to these 5 foods, to eat these 5 foods on a consistent basis day to day. And if you just ate those 5 foods, you're 90% of the way there, really, when we're talking about an optimized diet for testosterone optimization. So let's get into these 5 foods here. Don Dre has already teed up number 1, eggs. I love eggs for so many reasons. So let's go into the actual nutrition of them. First of all, eggs really are, all of this goodness is contained in the yolk. So obviously yolk is where all the fat is, obviously. It's also where all the nutrients are. The protein as well. A lot of people demonize egg protein, saying it's difficult to digest. It's not as bioavailable. I get on really well with it. It digests really well for me, whether I cook it or have it raw. If you find you have problems with egg protein, then you may just want to eat the yolks and get your protein from another dietary source. But for me, I eat the whole egg, white and yolk. And in the yolk, we're not just getting plenty of saturated fat to support testosterone synthesis. We're getting all of these vitamins and minerals here. Egg yolks really are one of nature's multivitamins. So again, I tell people, don't be shy about this, because the thing is, talking about the protein, it's not that eggs are ridiculously high in protein. From the average egg, this is I think the average egg really has somewhere from 6 to 9 grams of protein in. That's a bit off the mark, I think, in my opinion. Um, so like people say to me, oh, like, eating like a 3 egg omelette, or having 3 fried eggs, it's not really getting me the protein I need in a meal. Why are you only having three? I'll tell you why. Because they've been demonized. Because you've been told that you can't have more than 3 eggs a day because that's too much cholesterol, too much saturated fat. Let's park that concern for now. I can do a whole nother video for you on why you shouldn't be afraid of saturated fat and cholesterol, so long as you're not eating a plethora of processed food. Sorry, so long as you're not getting a load of garbage into your diet that's oxidizing that cholesterol, that's causing a load of systemic inflammation in the body, which is where the cholesterol really kind of it's protective in its function. Cholesterol is. So when you've got a load of inflammation in your diet, when you've got a whole load of inflammation in your body, the cholesterol ends up blocking the arteries because it's basically plastering over inflammation in the blood vessels. So cholesterol shouldn't be feared so long as you're eating healthy all around, so long as you're managing your stress all around and inflammation in your body. So yeah, this idea that you can only have 3 eggs in a day, scrap that idea. 6 eggs, 6 egg omelets, 6 fried eggs, or go for the Rocky approach. We're talking about convenience here, and that's one of the reasons I like eggs so much. 90% of the time I have my eggs, I just drink them raw. And it's usually because I'm in the middle of a day like this. I'm replying to clients, having calls with clients, posting content on social media, making videos like this, and then I'm going straight to training. I don't have time to even just cook a quick meal, but drinking 6 eggs takes all of 60 seconds, if that. And we're talking about cracking them into the glass, drinking them, knocking them back. And for me, they digest so well. So I can have eggs, even though it's a high fat meal, that digests so well for me. I can have that pretty close to training and not have it cause me digestive upset. I won't be feeling lethargic. So eggs all around is a really good one. Like I said, if you're going to schlonk them raw, like Rocky does, it's basically no time at all to eat these. All you need is literally a box of eggs and a glass, and you're good to go. And if you've got a frying pan, then it only takes literally a couple of minutes to fry 6 eggs. Keep the yolks running so you don't kill all those lovely nutrients in the yolks. Next up, milk. I mean, what is more convenient? You can get it from any supermarket. Obviously, we can talk about the varying degrees of quality. The gold standard is going to be a raw and pasteurized milk for most people, an A2 protein milk. So we're talking about a goat's milk, or if it's cow's milk, it's coming from a Jersey cow, a Guernsey cow. The proteins are structured differently, so they're more easily digestible. When we're talking about A1 proteins, we're talking about breeds of cows such as Friesians. These are not traditional breeds of cows, they're crossbred, and as a result, the protein structure is slightly different. But most people can tolerate milk in pretty high quantities perfectly fine. When we're talking about bioavailable protein, milk protein is really easily digestible. Whey is demonized a lot, and again, we can do a whole other video about whey, but a lot of people tolerate whey protein really well, and obviously it's derived from milk. So most people get on really well with milk, despite, I think the lactose intolerance epidemic, if you will, or, I think that's a bit of a woke epidemic, to be honest, because obviously it's tied to veganism. I think that's kind of subsided. Don't be afraid to drink milk. I drank 2 liters of milk pretty much every single day for 3 years, and it served me brilliantly. So again, really good bioavailable protein, high leucine content, so it's fantastic for triggering muscle protein synthesis. You've got your saturated fats in there, which again, do not be scared of. You need them. Obviously, plenty of calcium. If your milk is pasteurized, the bioavailability or the presence of these nutrients is going to be diminished. But at its finest, you're also getting plenty of vitamin D, vitamin A, potassium, phosphorus, magnesium, B12. This is the original protein shake. That's what I would market milk as. You can literally get it from any supermarket on the go. You can drink it as you go. You don't have to set aside time to cook it or to eat it either. It's just a nice, easy, steady stream of nutrients. So yeah, milk's a no-brainer. Put number 2, but that is number 3, steak. Now, I have never come across a man who, if I said to them, if you could eat steak every day, would you? And they have not replied to me, yes. If you would not eat a steak every day, if someone simply presented you with one, If if money was not a factor, I think that's mainly probably the biggest obstacle to people having a steak every day. Obviously, you do have to cook it. This takes a bit more time and effort, especially if you want a really nice steak like we have here on the right hand side. But the point is, pretty much every man on planet Earth would be pretty damn happy if they had to eat a steak every single day for the rest of their life. We all love eating steak so much. And again, this is what people think you're getting in a steak, and you are absolutely getting cholesterol, protein, and fat, which are all great. But you're also getting specific amino acids such as creatine, such as taurine, carnitine, which are all incredibly beneficial for testosterone production. You're also getting B vitamins, iron, zinc, choline. The list goes on and on and on here. Steak it's been a staple of our diet forever since we started. Since we went from herbivores, eating leaves with our chimpanzee friends in the jungle. Since we came down from the trees and started hunting animals, we've been eating steak. It's been unfairly demonized, like I said. If you're familiar with my content, I'm sure you know the score on steak now. It is really like the biggest superfood. So yeah, the beautiful thing about steak as well is you can get a pretty high quality steak at any restaurant you go to. Even if they cook them in seed oils, they shouldn't, it shouldn't take that much oil to fry steaks side to side. So you are minimizing the amount of polyunsaturated fats you're getting as well, even if it is cooked in a dirty oil. So whenever you go out for dinner, if you have a steak, it's probably going to be the cleanest source of nutrition on the menu, and it's a damn good source of nutrition as well. So never shy away from eating steak. Number 4, so milk, eggs, steak. We're really covering our protein and fats there. We also need quick, easily digestible, nutritious carbs that we can get on the go. And honey is the best one for this. People grab a pack of Haribos and they think they're getting nice, clean sugar. They're getting a whole bunch of additives with that as well. So, whatever kind of cognitive benefit you'd get from ingesting that glucose, in my opinion, is kind of nullifying it when you're getting all of those sweeteners, all the other additives and garbage with that as well. That's where so many people are seeing endocrine disruption, decreases in brain function. So you want nature's pre-workout, nature's, this is nature's sugar. That's, again, if we're looking for a marketing slogan, this is the original sugar. This is sugar in its natural form. So rather than, like, when you think you need quick sugar on the go, rather than grabbing the sweets or chocolate, just get some honey. If you can get raw honey, then you're obviously going to be getting all the added benefits as well. You're going to be getting all those beautiful enzymes that are good for everything from gut health to testosterone production as well. The chrysin that you find in raw honey, is excellent for boosting libido. It's a magical compound. So yeah, keep a squirty tube of honey, at the very least, keep a squirty tube of honey on you in your bag every single day. Then whenever you need that quick bump of carbs, you can just reach for that instead of getting a shitty synthetic form of sugar. And then, like I said as well, the gold standard really is that raw honey if you can get your hands on it. And number 5, again, going with the carbs, orange juice. Vitamin C is really kind of underestimated or underrated when we're talking about testosterone optimization. Vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant. It's going to take care of your adrenal glands. So if you're particularly overwhelmed and stressed out at work at the moment, you've got to make sure you're getting enough whole food vitamin C from your diet in order to protect your adrenals from all that cortisol, so it doesn't start dampening and suppressing your testosterone in significant ways. And what better place to go to than fresh, unpasteurized orange juice? Again, vitamin C is a heat-sensitive nutrient. So when you get pasteurized orange juice rather than the freshly squeezed stuff, the vitamin C is going to be pretty much all wiped out, I'm afraid to say, or it's certainly going to be diminished. So get freshly squeezed orange juice, unpasteurized orange juice wherever you can. Potassium isn't as heat sensitive, so even with the pasteurized orange juice, you are still going to be getting good amounts of potassium. Obviously, it's a key electrolyte. And again, it's just a really easily digestible form of carbs that you can have on the go. You don't have to set time aside to eat it. If you were going to eat 10 oranges, for example, you'd be sitting there peeling these oranges, eating them. That's going to take a bit of time. You can literally drink orange juice whilst you work. So yeah, there you go. You do obviously need other foods if you want the highest level of testosterone optimization. You need a dietary source of boron, which is going to come from raisins, for example. A couple of Brazil nuts a day is going to give you the selenium you need. I'd always recommend getting some quality seafood in there as well, some crustaceans like prawns, shrimp, etc. But those 5 foods, honestly, if you just had those 5 foods every single day, you would miss out on some nutrients, but I promise you're about 90% of the way there. All of those really good nutritious foods for testosterone optimization, and they're all so convenient. You can get those anywhere. You can eat or drink those pretty much anywhere. A lot of them you can do on the go whilst multitasking, whilst working, so they really do not interfere with your day, which is exactly what we're going for here. So yeah, that's all I've got for today. If you do have any questions, please drop a comment below. As always, if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, drop us a sub as well. And if you do want help implementing all of this one-on-one coaching, then hit me up at Aaron Wagley Coaching on Instagram. That's the best place to contact me. And we can have a conversation. I can see how I can potentially help you with your testosterone optimization to help you hit peak performance at work and maximum vitality in life in general. So yeah, hope you have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next one.